How's it going, everyone? Welcome to my first ever video on this channel and the beginning of a new series called Let's Make It. In this episode of Let's Make It, we'll be creating these custom light boxes and I'll be showing you step by step on how to do it. So let's not waste any time, let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is actually designing what is going to be in the middle of our boxes. And to do that, I will be using Photoshop, a super simple program that I use for designing almost everything. So I'll be showing you how I do that. Alright, so we're going to get into the designing of this light box. I messed up on saying what program I use. A lot of the times I do use Photoshop, but for this I'm just going to be using the LaserBox Basic for Xtool. I'm using Xtool D1, which you'll see here shortly when I start engraving it. But for this one, I will be using LaserBox. So let's just get into it. Go to Menu to Import, and you'll just find your file. I have it under an SVG and Fire Truck 5. I actually bought this SVG off of Etsy, so I'm just going to say the current image size exceeds the canvas, which is fine. We'll just hit no, then we can scale it to what we want it to. This is not the SVG I thought I bought. We'll make it work though. Well, they were not kidding when it said it was. So we're actually going to delete that. Sorry for the screw up. So we'll try this again. We're just going to say yes instead of no this time, which will help a lot. Looks like I'm going to have to shade in some things for it to pick up the detail. I will be back once I get that shaded. Alright, so actually come to find out it was super simple to shade. I just unclicked what I wanted, and using LaserBox Basic for this one, you're going to want to click on what majority pops up, click on it, and then hit and click on fill, and then it looks a lot better. This is the image I saw on Etsy, and this is the image I thought I was buying, but good to find out that it is. So the next thing is to add a name, which will go actually insert text, and we are actually going to scale this up first, and I always like to click lock on the size, so when I increase the size, it doesn't leave, or increase the width, it does not leave the height at the same size. So I lock it so it changes by itself. So it's at 66.9. Let's go 120. Actually, let's go 150. Not that big. 150. Bring it closer to size. We will adjust it after a little bit to make the name bigger. And let's actually go find a new font instead of system font. One thing I don't like about the LaserBox Basic, it doesn't give you the example of what it looks like. Let's just go Arial, because that's always a good one. If it wants to work. Maybe. Having issues here now. Okay, let's try this again. Insert text. We'll do the text first, then we'll adjust it. We are doing it for somebody named Dakota. This is going to be a gift to him. He's really big into fire trucks. He loves fire trucks. So we're making this for him. It's going to be a surprise. So now we'll lock it, adjust the size. Let's go. We went down to 28.9. Let's go 200 just to bring it up to size in comparison with the truck. Besides that, sorry, I'm just looking at something. So now that we got that figured out, I'm actually using the 20 watt laser head on the Xtool D1. So let's get these into the settings. We'll leave it under default. I just like to do that because then I can change the settings how I want it. Select it all. What is it going to change anything? That's interesting. Alright, so I guess we will do this. Okay, I think we've got it selected. Alright, so I actually like to go up to 70. Then I will actually crank this up to 120 just to get a little speed under it. The name, same thing, 70, 120. Then I will select this all, and then I will take and convert, because it does it in millimeters, not inches. I'd like to make this whole thing roughly around 8 inches. So I'm just converting inches to millimeters. So 8 inches is 203.2 millimeters, and we will lock it again with 203.2. Perfect. I think we're just, whoa, okay. Some stuff got left out there. Control Z, that's how we get back to everything. Make sure you have everything selected, because otherwise you'll have missing pieces, and when you go to engrave it, it'll just be completely messed up. I do not see any missing pieces this time, so now we should be ready to start on the engraving. For this portion, just simple, you run USB cable to your computer, plug it in if you have the port right, and just make sure you've got everything connected. So I'm just getting everything set up. It has gotten loud because I've got an air assist with it, and the fan itself is just loud in general. Then you go up to where it says not connected. I have it on serial port, which is the port to the computer. And you click on laser box, and I always like to take and line it up. I will frame it. I will show you the framing process here shortly about how it goes. Just making sure everything runs smoothly. I'm just recording this for you guys to show how it's done. It takes 15 seconds to frame it. It doesn't frame everything like a little more expensive laser would, but it does quite a bit. So it says it'll take roughly 77 minutes. That isn't too bad. Now I'll show you what it looks like when it is framing on the Xtool D1. So here's me setting up the Xtool, getting ready to engrave. I always like to zero this in. It's got a little flip down or little bar to help the focus. And on this side, with the 20 watt, you have this little handle to release. Now, trying to do this one hand isn't the best. So there we go. Get that and lock it down, flip up the bar, and now we are going to frame it out again. Here's what it looks like when the Xtool D1 is framing out. It's super simple. For the laser it is, it's not too bad. It does the job. It's not like a $3,000 laser to where you can see what it looks like on the screen or the computer when you're working on it. This is just a simple, super simple laser that I love to use. Alright, and now we're going to be starting it shortly. right, now that we got that designed and everything completed with the design of the inside of the box, which I think it came out pretty good. I like all the detail in the fire truck. It's probably one of the best ones that I've done so far. Uh, and I've actually decided, since the weather is so terrible outside, that I'm going to be making a part 2 of making these boxes, like the complete building of this. So this will be part 1 of the design. So see you in the next one.